Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Fabrizio Romano here as always to keep you posted on the transfer market. Today guys, new video, new updates, many things to say on Chelsea, on PSG, on many other clubs around Europe, and so let's jump into it together. And so here we are guys, ready for a new video, ready for new content, and today we have several things to say as usual, and I wanted to start with one of the sagas of the last 24 hours about former Chelsea midfielder Saúl Ñíguez, who's leaving Atletico Madrid, terminating his contract. The deal was almost done with Trabzonspor. He was about to fly to Turkey this morning for contract signing on a 4-year deal and then proceed with all the formal steps. First training on Tuesday, everything was ready, but then Saúl decides to change his mind. He's not going to Trabzonspor, and overnight Flamengo have been able to convince Saúl, who is ready to become a new Flamengo player. Here we go, is coming a 3-year-and-a-half deal for Saúl Ñíguez, who said yes to this opportunity, yes to this project, and so Saúl is gonna move to Brazil, he's gonna move to Flamengo. Exclusive news, a big surprise on the market for Flamengo, who is gonna have two former Chelsea midfielders with Saúl and Jorginho, also a former Chelsea and Atletico Madrid fullback like Filipe Luis, and obviously Filipe was in contact with Saúl in the recent hours. A huge work by the director Jose Bota at Flamengo to get it done, and now Saúl is going to Flamengo. I also wanted to clarify something guys on Ilya Zabarnyi, the centre-back from Bournemouth, because obviously for Bournemouth to lose Zabarnyi is not something easy. They lost Dinhausen, who signed for Real Madrid. They lost Milos Kerkez, who signed for Liverpool. They wanted to keep Ilya Zabarnyi, but Zabarnyi is moving towards a move to Paris Saint-Germain. Despite the reports on Tottenham in the last 2-3 days, many journalists reporting Tottenham working on Zabarnyi deal, what I'm told is that the only club really working and pushing to get the deal done is Paris Saint-Germain. PSG have entered very strong already 1 month ago. They have an agreement with the player. The player is keen on a move to Paris Saint-Germain, and so I still expect PSG to be the club signing Zabarnyi. At the moment with Tottenham there is nothing concrete. The focus at Tottenham is on different things, including closing the deal for Gibbs White and more, and so Zabarnyi remains an important point of the story, but for Paris Saint-Germain at the moment, not for English clubs. Also guys, I wanted to mention more on another defender, and this is Jules Koundé, because today we had some reports on English clubs maybe entering the race for Koundé this summer. My information is that from Barcelona the message is very clear: Koundé will go nowhere this summer. For Barca, Koundé is untouchable, is absolutely crucial for Hansi Flick, for Deco, for everyone in the club. So Koundé is not going to Premier League. Barcelona are not opening negotiations with anyone. Barcelona remain in talks with Koundé over new contract. That remains the priority. And for Barcelona, the right back position is very well covered with Koundé, with Eric Garcia, who can help in that position. So at the moment, I'm not aware of any movement, because they expect Koundé to stay and to be an absolutely important part of their project. So Koundé is staying at Barcelona and not going to Premier League. We already had in the past so many sagas and stories around Koundé. You probably remember about Chelsea and more, but Koundé is going to be a Barcelona player for this upcoming season, an absolutely crucial part of the squad, and no intention to change by player side and by club side. So it was important to clarify that story. Another big story guys of the recent days, if you're following me on all the platforms, if you're following me here on the channel, you know I told you Xavi Simons in the next days, in the next hours is going to be important with movements happening. Well, here you have the movements. There is interest from Bayern, but they didn't move club to club at the moment. Full focus on Luis Diaz. There is interest from Arsenal, but for them the focus remains on Viktor Gyökeres deal to be unlocked as soon as possible, and also on outgoings. Then Arsenal want to add one more creative player. Let's see what's going to happen with Eze, with Xavi Simons, but still nothing imminent for Arsenal. It's not something happening today. Chelsea have started working very strong on Xavi Simons. And Chelsea started working on player side with positive contacts, because Xavi Simons is keen on a move to Chelsea. Xavi Simons is attracted by the project, Xavi Simons is tempted by this opportunity, and so Chelsea are really pushing for this chance to go for Xavi Simons, so a really concrete possibility. Then what's going to happen there? Now, Chelsea are talking to the agents. From what I'm told, tonight, nothing, but from tomorrow, talks will start also club to club. Chelsea, Leipzig, to try understand about the valuation. We have reports of 70-75 million euros for Xavi Simons. My information is that the price is going to be below this. Also because Xavi has 2-year contract, he wants to leave. It's clear since May. I told you, exclusive story May. Xavi Simons wants to go, wants to leave, and that remains the case. So the price, in my view, will not be something around the 70-75 million euros. People in the industry expect it to be lower. And so let's follow the situation of Xavi Simons with Chelsea, with discussions to take place with Leipzig, with the player attracted by the project. Also important to say that for Chelsea, outgoings are also important, because, okay, they already had several offensive players. You remember, guys, I came here when they signed João Pedro and I told you, he's not going to be the last one. They want to add more offensive players, but obviously it depends on outgoings. And Nkunku is a player who is going to leave Chelsea. João Felix is going to leave Chelsea. Sterling is going to leave Chelsea. For Nico Jackson, there is the possibility. So outgoings are going to open the doors for these opportunities, including Xavi Simons with Chelsea working on this deal and with the player keen on the move. And then, guys, also important to mention something on Manchester United, because I received many questions from you on the situation of Benjamin Sesko and Manchester United. Well, what I can tell you about this story, guys, is that Manchester United discussed, and it's important to be clear with the fans and to explain the situation. Manchester United discussed several strikers internally. 2 weeks ago, they discussed for the opportunity to go for only Watkins, so a more experienced striker with a different price. Then they discussed the opportunity to go for Nicolas Jackson, maybe with Garnacho in the deal with Chelsea. They are aware of this opportunity, but these are all internal discussions. They didn't start a direct negotiation, and it's the same also for Benjamin Sesko. At the moment, Manchester United are not in talks with Red Bull Leipzig, have not sent a bid to Red Bull Leipzig, have not sent any proposal, because Manchester United want to sign a new striker, will sign a new striker. I expect it to be an important striker, of course, not just a backup, a striker who can be an important part of the project for next season and for the future for Ruben Amorim, but at the moment it's an internal discussion. What does it mean? There are directors, there is the recruitment team, there is the manager, all people at the club are discussing several options for the striker position. Benjamin Sesko is among them, because Christopher Vivel, one of the directors at Manchester United, knows the player well. Vivel was at Red Bull Group before joining Chelsea first and then Manchester United. So he knows the player, he knows Sesko, but at the moment I'm not aware of a bid, I'm not aware of a direct negotiation, so we are really at internal talks stages. And as I always told you in every video, for Man United it's really important to sell players. Now Rashford is going to Barcelona, but it's really important for Manchester United also to sell Jadon Sancho, find a solution for Sancho, find a solution for Anthony, find a solution for Malacia, find a solution for Garnacho. These things are going to be really important to understand how much they can spend on a striker. But again, Man United will sign a striker. They want an important one, but before going and saying Sesko is going to Manchester United, we need to wait, because at the moment it's just an internal discussion. Sesko, Watkins, Jackson and more. At the moment it's not decided that it's going to be one of them. So internal discussions ongoing. Man United have decided that they will sign a striker, but still not clear who's going to be the one. So let's wait a few days and then everything will be for sure more clear, because we are entering into the final 40 days of the summer transfer window. And so, guys, let me know your thoughts on all these stories, from Sesko to Xavi Simons. How do you see these situations? And then Jules Koundé, Ilya, Zabarnyi, also the surprise of Saúl. I wait for your opinion here in comments. Remember to like this video, turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel. See you soon. Ciao.